course, the intro didn't work. Worked last week, not going to work this week. But we are live, ready to hang out, have a few drinks. I've got a bunch of bottles I haven't tried before over here. We're going to pop those suckers open, give them a try. Y'all give me an audio video check. We turned the audio up a little bit the other day. It seems like it's a little hot, but y'all let me know. All right, hit me up with what y'all are drinking down in the chat as well. Let me know. Interested to see what y'all think about some of these things we're going to be trying. Some of these are things I've never had at all. Some of them, new bottles of things I haven't had in a while. So it's good meeting you as well, John. Had a great time in Ohio. Spent the weekend in Ohio at a festival, doing a little hunting last week. Got some real fun things coming from Watershed as well we'll talk about. Randy hit that Four Roses pick. Nice. Port wine, Nolo says. Nothing wrong with that. A little Sagamore Double Oak, some Turkey 101. I'm going to open up, I think, with a little Old Glory right here. These are some mail call whiskeys. We got a couple. We got a Tennessee whiskey and a bourbon. I'm going to try them both. Both bottled in bond. So 100 proof, at least 4 years old. I don't know much about them other than that. We have had some Old Glory samples, but this is the first time I've ever seen these bottles. So going to try them for the first time. Appreciate it, Solid Sand. What's going on, Adam? Old Forester Brewzle pick. Man, I went back that the other day. It's so freaking good. 13th Colony. Nice. I do have a couple of Brewzle picks in this bunch here that just came in. Hopefully we get to those as well. Oh, when am I coming down to Bradenton, Florida? Need to come down and do some laps around Cletus's track, don't I? Don't know. I don't have any plans to go down to South Florida at this point, but you never can tell. Again, like I said, 100 proof, bottle and bond, Old Glory. This is one of those small distilleries. We had some samples. There was some miscommunication back and forth, probably on our part. You know, sometimes we get pretty busy, and so we kind of, you know, just lost touch. Good to have some of their stuff to go back to, and that smells really nice. I do not have a dip in, man. I'm just, like, no, there's no dip, okay? I did clean my beard up a little bit, but not right here. It may just be the lighting. Maybe I just got some thick jaws, man. Charles sipping my EW23. Evan Williams 23? EW. I guess Evan Williams. I don't think I've ever had an EW23. So let me know how it is. What's the proof of this? It's going to be 100 proof. It's a bonded, so it's always going to be 100 proof. How do y'all handle shipping to Texas? Our store that does our shipping is in Texas. So when we ship, like, barrel picks, all that runs through Texas. My ADHD waits for the background lights to change colors. Yeah, every super chat, it changes to whatever color the super chat is. So it's kind of a fun little thing. Oh, you're starting to look like Whiskey Tribe in the background. I mean, we've been rocking this background for a better part of a year now, and then it's pretty similar to the background we started with, so. That's nice. Soft, little bit of dry oakiness through the mid palate. Go back to it here. A little bit of fruit coming through, like a little bit of red fruit. I say red fruit, like a dark red fruit. Almost like a hint of apricot on that. A little dusty dryness to the palate there on the finish. But that's pretty good craft whiskey right there. Jeremy, waiting for a Dickel store pick. We did one. It was in a drop recently. I don't know right off the top of my head, T. Roberts, exactly what states we shipped to. I think Maryland was the one that was very problematic, though. Tried Old Forester 117 yet. There's a lot of different 117s, Ray, so depends on which one. I've had several. RJ's hitting the Crittenden's Mothman. Quarterly release looks pretty good. Unfortunately, I'm going to be gone. We are doing the Rooster Run starting next week. So I'm going to leave here Thursday. I've got to go to Tennessee for a wedding. And then Saturday, I'm driving over to Memphis. And then we're going to load up the car with Old Dominick whiskey. I'm going to be in Amarillo, Texas. And we'll post the dates, but I think these dates are right. Amarillo, Texas on Monday. We're going to be bourbon hunting all day. Probably have an event Monday night. Tuesday, I'm traveling to Dallas. I'm going to be in Dallas. Like I said, this is not this week. This is next week. So Monday, Amarillo. Wednesday, Dallas. Probably have an event somewhere Wednesday night. Details pending. Spend the next day, Thursday, hunting around Dallas as well. Making our way up to Arkansas. We're going to be in Arkansas, I think Fort Smith, Arkansas, on Friday. Saturday will be Little Rock. Sunday, make our way down to Oxford, Mississippi. So we'll be in Oxford, Mississippi Monday. Probably have an event there Monday night at some store. And then we're going to head over Wednesday, drive over Wednesday to Atlanta and do an event there. So, and then we're going to give the car away after all that. So it's going to be a fun time, going to be a big trip, but that means I'm going to miss the lottery this year for the state of Alabama, or this month. Did I find that Elgin from Arizona? Yes, Jimmy, that Elgin did come from Arizona. Austin got an Old Fit 7 today. I haven't tried it yet. Haven't got one. I think I've tried 3-chord, but it's been a while, Jason. So Amarillo by morning. I'll be in Amarillo by Sunday evening. So I'll be in Amarillo Monday morning. Yes. I don't think George Strait's going to be there though. But you never can tell. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm literally gone. He's doing it right now. He does his streams Thursday, Friday for those, and I'm literally gone every Thursday, Friday all month. I was gone this past Thursday, Friday. So every day he had open for me to do it, I'm on the road, unfortunately. And there's just things I can't change. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to bow out. Dustin, I've had a few great weeks hunting. I'm in the right place at the right time. Found an Eagle Rare 17, 2 WLWs, an EHT BP, EHT SR, 2 Pappy Van Winkle 15s. If you bought all those at MSRP, you are more than right place at the right time. Now, you know, if you're paying secondary, that's fine. You can find those sometimes, but at MSRP, that is crazy. And your wallet would even hurt at MSRP for those. But, man, that's good. Pop them all open, try them all. Well, at least try one of each. We haven't announced where the events are going to be. Make sure you're following on Instagram. Make sure you're in the newsletter. There should be a link in the description. Sign up for that. We'll be announcing via, that way we're still nailing down details. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have those details and we can start promoting. But the days are locked in. We just haven't locked in the event and where. It's just going to be at a liquor store or a bar or something like that. It's not going to be like some big, huge festival or some big crazy event. It's just going to be someplace that y'all could just show up. You know, not a ticketed event, anything like that. We're just going to go have a good time. We're going to see what it's like to bourbon hunt if we let everybody know we're going to be at a particular place. And if you happen to find me while I'm hunting, not at a scheduled event, I owe you a bottle of Old Dominick. We're going to have a bunch of them we're going to give away. Maybe some merch if we run out of bottles. So it's going to be fun. Just a different thing, interesting road trip, doing it a little differently. All right, this is the Tennessee Whiskey Sweet Mash recipe, bottled in bond, 100 proof. I like the bourbon. That was good craft bourbon. Little dustiness there, but really good craft bourbon. Ooh, and this smells a little more interesting. Okay, that's a whole thing. I need some time to process that. I like that. American Andy, when are you coming to New England? I think we're going to be in Vermont sometime later this year. I don't have the exact date, but we're going to try to hit the states around there and do some hunting when we can. We're still nailing down the exact dates on that. If I find you while you're out, can I get a hug? as long as you're not too weird about it. Is the app dead at this time? Oh, absolutely not. I've literally blocked off my whole calendar tomorrow to go through the app and identify anything that needs to be done before we can start widening it out and start showing it to more people. So it's moving. I've got a lot of projects going on. I can't throw more money at it, so we're having to tiptoe through it. I hate that it's taken as long as it has, but that's on me. But it's still moving. Texas time. All right, so that one doesn't have a little bit of soft oak, but it's not as dry or dusty. There's a note there. I guess it's probably a little rye spice coming through maybe. That's a little different than the other one. So the other one, I get like almost a hint of apricot. This one's just kind of a nice, soft rye spice. It's kind of what I'm picking it up as. I like that this one's better than the bourbon. I like the bourbon. I really like that Tennessee whiskey though. Interesting. We got to do more stuff with Old Glory. That's good whiskey. Dude, when we go hunting, I buy small brand stuff because I'm trying to find small distilleries, lesser known distilleries, oftentimes unknown distilleries that are putting out good stuff. And that's exactly what that is. So I'm more excited about that than stumbling across a Van Winkle at MSRP. Hightower. I'm new to bourbon, just tried Old Forester 86 and it was outstanding. Nice, Hightower. That's a good one. It's good to start with low proof. Try to, change it up a little bit. Get a Wild Turkey 101. Get a Woodford Double Oak next. Those are not too terribly high proof, but a completely different experience than that Old Forester. So, Massachusetts has some stores. Nice. We've been to Massachusetts, never bourbon hunted there though. Amarillo, a week from today. So we will not be live next Monday, I don't think. Like we may try to stream while I'm on this trip, but I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to. Come to Augusta, Georgia and hunt? I'll have to do that. Need to come up and see a golf tournament or something, right? Get that Old Forester 100, that's a good suggestion there, Batman. If you want to step up the proof, so 86 proof, move to the 100. If you like that 100, Cooper's Craft 100, probably another good one to mix in there as well. Come here to Cat, great distillery. Where's Cat? Oh, Connecticut, I got you. Did you try any pours at the festival? I didn't get to try any pours at the festival. Fortunately, honestly, I won't say unfortunately. I take that back. We did go up and try the cask strength. After it had all shut down, I got upstairs to try the cask strength Middle West rye. Really good. And there was a distillery across the hall from them there. Seth, what's the name of that distillery? Make sure I get it right. That was really small distillery, super exciting. They're putting out about as much whiskey as Detling is, and they've got some really good stuff. And so that's going to be exciting to, go up there and learn a little more about them, right? Seth tried Minglewood. Minglewood was another big standout. I spent most of the time just talking to folks and hanging out. So didn't get to try everything that was there, but was excited about that Middle West cask strength rye and the Minglewood. I haven't hunted in Boulder, Denver. We did hunt a little road trip in Colorado, but not Boulder or Denver. So we got to get back out there. Tim has heard rumor of a Good Times tequila you might have. It's not a tequila. It is an agave spirit, and it is freaking delicious. It's like Good Times. Every time Good Times just needs a few dollars, they just send me samples. I'm like, I don't want any samples, and they send them, and then they're freaking delicious, and then I got to buy them because it was just a vanilla bomb. Like it's extra añejo agave spirit, freaking out of this world. And I don't even like agave spirits. I was like, people are going to love this. Technically not a tequila because I'm assuming it's not made in Mexico, but yes. I think I've had the cigar blend. I didn't love it as much as the tequila. I have not tried Project X from Penelope. Alabama doesn't, I mean, they have some Penelope stuff. They put it a lot in drops. I haven't been able to go to drops. What is this? I don't even know what this is. I think this was male whiskey. This is the difference, the foundation. See if I can see the specs on it. A tactical blend of Kentucky straight bourbon, aged in charred American oak barrel. Okay, that's not useful information. It's like gold, so the light just blows it out. It is 108 proof, so Kentucky bourbon, 108 proof right there. Red swing, oh, that smells nice. Swing by Roswell Beverage when near Atlanta. I'll have to do that. Okay, that's a little weird. It's good, I like it, but it's a little unusual. A little cinnamon note. Kind of a sweet, is that rye spice almost? Kind of comes across as a rye spice. Definitely get a little rye spice on it. Don't like the palate as much as the nose on it. It's not bad. It's not bad whiskey. It just starts off really strong. Kind of rye spice comes through a little bit. I'm not 100% sure I'm picking that up as rye spice, but that's kind of what it manifests itself as, a little pepperiness up front. But it kind of drops off a little bit there toward the end, and the flavors are a little muddier, right? They're there, they're good flavors, they're just not as crisp and strong. So overall, I like it. I don't know what it cost. I have no idea. Don't even really remember where I got it. It was in there in a pile of stuff I grabbed. There's probably a letter about it I need to try. Sorry if I tried it without your letter. People tend to get mad if they send a letter and I don't read it. I don't usually read them. I just normally drink the whiskey and tell people what to think about it. I don't care too much for the marketing fluff usually. Overall, good bottle of whiskey. But I want crisper flavors. I want a little more evolution on it, right? Toxic, does someone have a price list or something for people new to hunting? How do you know what is MSRP? I mean, there's some apps that try. I don't know any of them off the top of my head. So there are some apps that try. It's really hard. And MSRP is kind of different in every state depending on their taxes. So that's a very difficult question. Outside of just Googling and seeing what the cheapest it is for sale, we are, you know, again, somebody asked about our app. We're working on that. We're going to eventually have some pricing information in there, but that's a while away. So there's other apps out there that kind of do it. Ruby Red with the super chat, no message. If you meant to leave a message, try to tag me over here. Smoke a stogie. You know, this would have been a good stream to smoke one, but can't do it in the house. So I didn't want to take all this crap outside. What do you know about Driftless Glen? I know they're in Wisconsin, I believe. We've done some barrel picks with them. Pretty good stuff. I like Driftless Glen. I mean, it's craft now. It's not, I don't think it's for everybody. It's one of those crafts that I like it, but I have to be careful because a lot of people, especially if you're new, you may try that and be like, that's not what I'm looking for. Because it is, you know, it is very much craft. A little, you know, some off flavors, some unusual flavors, some different things than you're going to get from mainstream Kentucky. That's all I mean when I say craft, right? You've got some like these, this Tennessee whiskey from Old Glory. I mean, this is a small producer, and I'm pretty sure this is their distillate. I know they're distilling. This is actually a wheated. Yeah, distilled by them. So this right here, though, this is not, this is craft, small producer stuff, but it's not, there's no like really unusual flavors that you would find off-putting, right? But then some, like Driftless Glen, those flavors are kind of strong. And so I got to be careful recommending those, that's all. The Driftless Glen rye, is it our rye pick that we released? Yeah, it's got a little licorice note on it. Again, not for everybody, but if you like it, you're going to love it. I've not tried the Old Fit 7 yet, no. We're going to get into a few bottles that showed up in the mail. Driftless Glen Sailor's Gin, interesting. I have tried, I found that Borchetta sent a couple of things. I found them okay. I mean, they were okay. A little crafty, a little dusty, a little, you know, unusual. Let's see if I've got a knife here to open this. Plastic seems thick. Oh, all I've got in here is this cheap knife. It'll get the job done, though. Yeah, the driftless rye in the last drop. I'm glad to hear that. Like, I like that feedback, because that's one where I'm like, I find this weird and interesting, but I don't know if everybody would, right? So I have to be careful with those, because it's good whiskey. It just, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that wouldn't like those flavors. All right, let me pour a little bit, and then I'll tell y'all what I'm sipping on here. This right here is El Hefe. Short barrel El Hefe. I think it's straight whiskeys finished in mezcal, tequila, and sotol, S-O-T-O-L. No idea what that is, but don't even know. Couldn't tell you what they taste like because I don't know what it is. Try the Elgin Bourbon Live. I did on the last stream, Jimmy. We might get around to it here in a little bit. That smells really good. All right, Matt Locke, sipping on the Eagle Rare 10. Thoughts on the Eagle Rare 12. A lot of those Eagle Rare 10s were 11 years old anyway. And so 12 just means that they've held back a few barrels. They're going to put the 12 out. I'm assuming they'll put both of them out for a while. They may even drop the 10 in favor of the 12 if they, have the aged inventory to do so. I don't think it's going to be drastically different. And it looked like, from what I heard, the price wasn't going to be a huge bump. So that may be their justification. They're already 11 years, 6 months, some of them. And so, just hold them for another year, release them into the market, and now we can take that price point up, $10, $15 a bottle, get a little more out of the same whiskey. So I don't think it's going to be a huge change. The problem is secondary market's going to push them up even higher for a while. Even though I can, like the Eagle Rare 10s, I can get MSRP-ish, $40-something, pretty regular, especially in the state of Georgia. So the 12s are going to be, $100, $150 on the secondary market, I would think, until they saturate the market. Okay, there's a lot I like about that and a lot I don't. We'll talk about it here in just a second. Catch up on these super chats. Alex just got a single barrel wheated barrel pick and a cash strength bourbon from Old Dominick out of Memphis that is out of this world. Yeah, they've got some really, really good stuff. We've got some wheat pick coming from them. The cash strength bourbon is my favorite thing that they do. Although every once in a while, if you'll get a cash strength single barrel Tennessee whiskey from them, that is, my goodness. Sometimes you'll just get one that just has a little extra fruit flavor to it, and it is nuts. Michael says, how can I get some Detling if it isn't brought into my state? Seth just released his 2026 sign-up list last week. Coming to Vegas anytime soon. I don't have any trips planned. I mean, I'll probably be out there by the end of the year for some conference or another. See, he doesn't sell online, as far as I know. So you would have to find somebody that has it that does sell online, and that's going to be difficult. So, yeah, sign-up list. We were supposed to be on the list, and we didn't get on the list. We didn't know he had announced the list, and so now we don't even have any Detling picks. Michael with the super chat. Appreciate it, Michael. Thank you for the support. Brewzle Bubba. Thanks for the wood hat introduction. Have some aged blue corn and Rubenesque and some Baker 7 tonight. Awesome. Those are good ones. I do like the blue corn. All right. So this smells really good on the nose, like 10 out of 10 on the nose. Okay, 9 out of 10 on the nose. Soft oakiness, Sweet, sweet soft oak, like powdered sugar, confectionery sugar, a little bit of spiciness coming through. Better the second sip. The pepperiness, like whatever those little, like you get with a tequila, that kind of really spiciness that comes from a tequila. It comes across as pepper to me, really strong. Really strong. I love everything about it. I think the pepperiness is just a little too much on this one. But if you like that pepperiness from the tequila, man, it just still tastes like pepper. Like it just tastes like fresh ground black pepper. If you like that peppery note, you're going to absolutely love this El Hefe. But I wished it was a little too much for my palate. Little too much, just a little too much. Like it's strong, it can be strong, but it's just dial back a hair. But everything else about that is fantastic. And that's like we're picking nits on that for sure, right? Like that's a good bottle. I'm not a huge like spicy tequila fan. How does a pepper note get into bourbon? I mean, typically it's going to be, rye spice, people will say come across as pepper. Tequila oftentimes comes across as pepper to my palate. And so this one is finished in a tequila barrel and a sotol, whatever that is. But it's just picking up that note from the tequila is what it's doing. Tequila. Would you happen to have any suggestions for something similar to Old Ezra 7? I mean, other than the other Ezra stuff, what would be similar to an Ezra 7? I mean, nothing exactly. There are other 7-year-old products that might be kind of similar. Baker 7, something like that. Kind of similar quality, not exactly the same flavor profile, though. What's up, Jared? Detling does sell on seal box. There you go. I don't know if Detling sells on seal box, but I think seal box gets Detling and sells it. So that's what I mean by like go to a retailer. Now, he may sell on seal box too. I don't know. But I figured some retailer would have it online for sure. What did we do at Watershed? Okay, we did something that's going to blow some freaking minds. This is one of the most fun things I've done in a long time. So we're doing our barrel pick, and they're giving us the tour. Their tour is a little different than most, small distillery, but we go into the back, some new space they've got some barrels there with, water bottles stuck in them, basically. I mean, like not just normal water bottles, but they are doing slow water reduction, and they're just starting to do slow water reduction. So with slow water reduction, basically, let's say I wanted to make a small batch of whiskey. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the barrels, I'm going to blend them, and then I'm figure out what the proof is. I want to bring it down to 100 proof, 90 proof, whatever. I'm just going to add a bunch of water. Okay, they call that kind of crash reduction, which means we added a bunch of water really quick to bring the proof down. Well, Nancy Fraley has kind of pioneered this technique in bourbon. I think it comes from cognac or something like that. And she works with like Still Austin and a lot of places, like some places in Texas doing it now, especially to kind of keep it from tasting like Texas whiskey. Now Still Austin will take their barrels and like every year or so, they'll just go check the proof, add water to bring it down a little bit to keep it from getting out of hand. Watershed is taking their barrels at the end right before they blend them, and they'll spend a month or so just adding water every day to get the proof to where they want, and then they blend them. And what that does is that changes the chemical reaction and adds a lot less harsh flavors to the spirit. And so we were able to try their small batch with the way they've been reducing it before. And it's good. It's good whiskey, but it has a little harshness on it. And we tried it with slow water reduction. It's softer, it's more approachable, very well-rounded, like very much more like a mainstream Kentucky bourbon, even though Kentucky bourbon's using crash reduction. And so We told them we wanted a bunch of bottles for the Brewzle Club of both. And so at some point in the future, I don't know how long it's going to take them to get it to us, but we are going to take a bottle of each and bundle them together in a future drop. And for, you know, whatever it costs, 70, 80 bucks, you'll get 2 bottles. You'll be able to try the slow water reduction and the normal reduction. So y'all can actually see how it was a massive difference when it's the exact same whiskey, but just they added water in a different fashion. Like, who would have thought the way you add water makes a difference in what that whiskey tastes like? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. It blew my mind. It blew my mind how different those 2 bottles were when they're not exact same barrels, they're different batches, but basically the same inventory from the same lot of barrels and just watered down differently. All right, let me catch up on this. Michael says, thoughts on Jimmy Red? Is it special in any way? It's good, sweet, kind of red corn, so sweet forward. Really nice bottle. If you're thinking about buying one, I suggest you do. It's good stuff. If you're talking about like the Jimmy Red bottles, I think Jimmy Red is a corn, so somebody else might have one. Matthew just started my bourbon journey, got some Buffalo Trace and Angel's Envy. Your videos have been amazing. I've learned a ton from you. Thank you, Matthew, and I appreciate the support. A couple of good ones there. I mean, Angel's Envy port finish, not for everybody, but good start. Jay, Baker 7, Rebel 10, Old Forester single barrel proof. I don't know if you're telling me the things that are kind of like the Ezra, or if you're just asking me a question. So, because the Baker 7, the Rebel 10 is going to be a wheated, but made by the same folks. If you're asking me which one, I'm probably going to take an Old Forester single barrel proof first, then a Baker 7, then a Rebel 10 in that order. Clayton, which distillery should I go to on Father's Day for best chance at a great bottle? Four Roses is definitely doing their Father's Day drop. It doesn't sound like I think they're proofing it down. I don't think it's quite as nice of a bottle as they did last year, but I would think almost all of them would have some sort of drop. If it were me, like Four Roses, that bottle we got last year, fantastic, but like, would Michter's drop President's Choice or something? Maybe. Any plan to come to North Mississippi soon? I'll be in Oxford, Mississippi 1 week from today. That's North Mississippi, right? So we're going to do the Rooster Run with old Dominick. We bought a car. We've wrapped it with their logos. We're going to ride around bourbon hunt. I will be bourbon hunting Oxford, Mississippi a week from today. Maybe having a little tasting event at a store or something. Make sure y'all are signed up to Instagram. Like I said, we're going to, not this week, next week, we are going to start in Amarillo. We're heading to Dallas. We're going into Northwest Arkansas, down to Little Rock, down to Oxford, Mississippi, over to Atlanta over the course of about 9 days. Details of the events we're going to do, where we're going to be, the days we're going to be in those places, all of that stuff will be announced within the next couple of days. Instagram or the newsletter in the comments are the best place to find out if you happen to be near one of those places and want to catch us. Again, I'm gonna have the trunk loaded with whiskey. If I run into you, I'm gonna start giving away a bunch of whiskey. We're gonna try something different in that we're just gonna announce everywhere we're gonna be and see what bourbon hunting's like if everybody knows we're coming. Petites eau is what they used in S.A. Tanager. Okay, that's a fancy word. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But thank you for letting me know. Brian, enjoyed meeting you Saturday. Hope Jill, Will, and you enjoy the Corgi merchandise. Look forward to the Watershed pick. We don't have it yet. The Corgi merchandise went with Seth. He's mailing it to us. So we had a bunch of stuff. He's packing it all up, mailing it to us. I'll get it to them. Hopefully later in the week it'll be here. So I appreciate it. Had a fun time, and thank you for the merchandise. Woodford has 2 double oak blends for Father's Day. I bet that would be interesting. Do you like Whiskey Pig recommendations? Whiskey Pig Commandments 11? Whistle Pig, I assume? Haven't tried it. Don't know. Texas Queso. Thoughts on Old Fit 7 Bottle and Bond? Don't have one yet. So, you know what I do have, though? An old 4th 10-year-old straight bourbon whiskey bottle and bond. I've got that. I'm about to give you my thoughts on it. Jason, would really love to meet you. I'm close to Oxford. Like I said, make sure y'all are following us on Instagram, Brewzle on Instagram. Sign up for the newsletter down below. Details pending on exactly where we're going to be and exactly what time. I mean, I just gave y'all all the cities, but like we will tell you, we're going to try to do 2 or 3 different events in the evenings at different places throughout that trip. And so we'll let you know if we're going to have a tasting event, a hangout, whatever at a particular store. We're just trying to nail down all those details. Charles Baker finally connected patron to Discord, now can watch. Awesome. So as soon as this is over, I'm going to jump over onto Discord and jump into a little supporter only channel, and then we'll all be able to talk. Y'all be able to jump up, ask questions, do whatever. Be sure to join me over there. I mean, we still got a long way to go, but once this is over, we're going to head over there. Dropped that, didn't I? That's a heavy cork. My goodness. Just gonna leave that down there. If you had to give one up, Dr. Pepper or whiskey, honestly, I wouldn't have much problems giving either one of them up. I like them both, but you know, if I really needed to, it wouldn't be a problem either way. Oh my God. Now, Short Barrel bought Old Fourth. They had a bunch of, I'm gonna have to get this cork down here, hold on. They have a bunch of old MGP stock. That's what Old Fourth was contract distilling stuff at MGP. And so, found it. I'm assuming that's what this is, but it smells absolutely fantastic. Ted Brooks dropping the gift memberships. Thank you, Ted. And if you just got a membership, you know, welcome to the club. You should be able to link all that over on page, like I said, over on Discord, get access to that that chat. Colton Fox bottles have been out a while, but what do you think about Barrel Armida? Dude, it's been a while since I've tried that one. And I don't think I have one open over here. I don't think I have one. Henry McKenna 10 and an Angel's Envy Triple Oak. I haven't had the Angel's Envy Triple Oak, but Henry McKenna 10's good stuff. Yeah, they make no bones about it. It literally says bottled at MGP in Indiana. Or distilled, excuse me, not bottled, distilled at MGP in Atlanta. Jesus Christ. It says it's bottled in Atlanta. Distilled at MGP in Indiana. I'm trying to read 2 lines at once. That smells like the best thing we've had tonight. Like, that is a fantastic nose. That is most definitely the most mainstream thing we've had tonight. Like, that is just good, classic, well-rounded caramel, like dark caramel bourbon. Like, that is just, I don't know anybody that would hate anything about that. Just classic, right? Just good, classic 10-year-old bourbon. Nice, soft oakiness on the finish. Nothing wrong with that at all. Old Fourth 12-year high rye MGP is excellent. Man, now you're making me wished I had it. Wished I had it. Yeah, exactly. So you've got MGP, right? A lot of folks, Old Fourth, Short Barrel. You've got 13th Colony's got some MGP barrels. Dude, it ages really well in the South. If it's spent its whole life in the South, MGP's a little bit of a different animal. I mean, it says back here, I may have said Short Barrel. I don't know. It says bottled by Old Fourth Distillery, Norcross, Georgia. I don't know if that's what you're correcting me on. I may have said something and meant Short Barrel. Who knows? Who knows what I said? I don't even know what I've said. Nick says, Nick, it's 600 to 700 on secondary. What is 6? Oh, Jack 14? Whew, my God. I found one for 7 in a store, and I was like, I can't. It'll be in one of the videos coming, and maybe this Friday's video. Maybe one coming a little later. But it was I couldn't do, I mean, is it worth 7? Maybe, maybe. Not to me, though. Batman, been a member for 1 month. Appreciate it. Is 1 month considered a streak? Absolutely. 100% a streak. All right, that's the best just classic bourbon we've had so far tonight. Although we've had some really good stuff. I was expecting something to be a letdown. No letdowns whatsoever here tonight. Just all good stuff. I'm splitting hairs, picking nits on some of these, you know. Just trying to give some descriptor, but let's keep that streak going. Little Dominick whiskey here. Todd says, are you going to try Doc Holiday or White Earp? I mean, if I ever get a chance to. I want to say in one of the videos I tried Earp, but I can't remember. I would buy one. Most of the ones I see are kind of pricey, or, you know, they're American whiskey or something like that, and I don't normally buy those unless somebody tells me they're really, really good, right? And I guess I'm the guy that's supposed to tell you if they're really, really good, so maybe I'll pick them up next time. When am I going to do a bourbon hunt on 30A in Florida? I did that already. That was actually, I think the first bourbon hunt we did was maybe not 30A, but I've done one down 30A in the Lincoln. We took the Lincoln down right after we got it. So it's been a couple of years. Probably need to go back to it, though. Need to go back to it. Matt says, I'm late. Old Glory Bottle and Bonds were 5 years old. Really liked them, especially the Tennessee. I liked them both. The Tennessee whiskey was especially exceptional. Oh, okay, this one good, too. Is this more of that MGP juice? Do y'all know? Do y'all know? Straight bourbon whiskey. Bottled and produced. Ooh, can't read that. All right, I don't see a distillery on here. Not sure, but usually if it says Old Fourth, it says Old Fourth. Usually if it's Old Fourth, that's their MGP stuff. Smells like it, but it's pretty good. I mean, I know Short Barrel put it out, but I don't know. Short Barrel's got a lot of different barrels. Their Old Fourth stuff usually gets MGP, and their Short Barrel stuff may get, you know, whatever they've got they want to put in it. Team Flyers having some Weller Antique. Would you pay $330 for a cellar aged? Nicholas says. No, absolutely not. In no shape, form, or fashion. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good. Batch 1 was pretty good. It's not worth a secondary price to me. This again has that powdered sugar. Not quite as over the top and robust as the 10-year-old. Like, it doesn't have that extra oakiness. Little subtle orange peel on it. Little orange zest. Dissipates into just that kind of soft caramel vanilla. Really nice bottle. Not quite that 10-year, but I'm gonna bet there's a price difference there too. I don't know, maybe not. Really good though. Really good. Again, MGP just at assuming it's MGP. It tastes like it is to me, but I can't wait till we get our facility to age stuff, because I'm seeing how different MGP is if it's aged in the South. And I'm just curious, like, what if you got a barrel of Green River? What if you got a barrel of any of these really good Kentucky bourbons, maybe even stronger flavored bourbons? Because to me, the MGP stuff aged in the South tends to have more flavor, and the sugars are just darker. Like, it's just a darker red fruit, darker caramel flavors, a little more robust flavors on them. And I'm curious if you just got some mainstream Kentucky barrels and they spent their whole life, 6, 7, 8, 10 years in the South, what those would taste like. And I am going to frickin' find out if I got to buy the barrels and bring them here. Echo 7, Mike, any plans on picking a barrel from A. Smith Bowman Distillery? We don't have the clout to just walk into A. Smith Bowman and say, give me a barrel. Anytime A. Smith Bowman wants to have me there, I'll just cancel whatever I'm doing. I'll roll on up and we'll pick some barrels. But they're owned by Sazerac. I assume you have to go through the Sazerac program to get barrels there. And, you know, just like you do with Buffalo Trace. And we're not lucky. I'm not lucky at all. I'm very unlucky. All the time. I don't have super bad luck. I just have moderately bad luck constantly. Mill, shout out to Frankie Bourbon, Atlanta, Georgia. Collab soon. I don't know Frankie Bourbon in Atlanta, Georgia, but okay. I mean, I'm not against collaboration. Schedule's just kind of crazy, but hopefully Frankie's doing good. Brian, what's supposed to be different about the Old Faux King Ranch? So the King, I think I've got one over here. The King Ranch was like, let me grab it. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Let's talk about it. It's been around for a while. I think it's a Texas only release. And I think this was run like through Mesquite Wood or something silly like that from the ranch. A proprietary batch using heavily charred barrels filtered through King Ranch Mesquite charcoal. For me, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. This was not. They took really good Old Forester whiskey and they made it not as good. And it smells not as good. We're going to give it a try, though. It's been a while. It's been a while. Maybe I've grown. Maybe I've evolved. Maybe I've become more sophisticated. And that's what it took to like this. It smells better than I remember. All those, like I get a lot of vanilla on Old Forester stuff. And I get that here. I could see how somebody would like that. I could see how somebody would like that. A lot of vanilla. It's just got a little harshness to me, I'm assuming from the charcoal. I like that a lot better than I liked it before. I still don't like it. I don't hate it. It's good whiskey. I could see how somebody would like, if that charcoal is not harsh to your palate, it's like a little drying harshness on the finish. If that doesn't hit your palate the same way, I could see how you could absolutely love that. But it does hit my palate that way, and I just think that Old Forester might have been better without that filtering. That's all. Old Glory Bourbon is my favorite next to Ben Holiday Rickhouse Proof and Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye. Interesting, Aaron. That's good to know. I like the bourbon. I like the Tennessee whiskey. These particular bottles, right? I'm sure they're different batches and single barrels and all sorts of stuff. I thought the bourbon was really good. I just thought the Tennessee whiskey that I have here a touch better than that. But it's that, again, splitting hairs. We'll go back to it. I've still got 2 bottles to try, and then we'll come back to that. Scott says it's not a $100 bottle. Oh, no. I don't know what it costs. I've had that bottle forever. Definitely not a $100 bottle. These next ones are actually Brewzle barrel picks that might be in the next release. I'm not saying they are. They might not be in the next release, but they might be. This is the Sapsquatch. Short barrel Sapsquatch. Now, me and syrup finished whiskeys, not usually a good thing, right? This is finished in maple syrup and toasted barrels. I thought the toasted barrels were a good balance. My problem is toasted barrels can be a little too over the top. They can be a little too harsh. Now, short barrel does a really good job with theirs where I don't have those problems. But then maple syrup barrels tend to kill all the complexity of the whiskey, and the flavors are just kind of muddy to my palate and all over the place. And so, not all over, they're really more in the middle. They're muddy and they're not all over the place. I want them all over the place. Both of them combined here, really interesting expression. And I think that's what saved this. Now, I just randomly showed up one day and some folks were over there picking some barrels out of Nashville. And I tried that one. That's one they didn't buy. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Now, first time I've gone back to it. So, 85 in Texas, I got you. Whew, all right. Dude, that smells nice. It doesn't even smell maple syrup finish. It just smells like a sweet bourbon. Like a really sweet bourbon, but I wouldn't have said maple syrup. You get a little bit of the toasted barrel on it. And I think that's why you get that extra sweetness. Instead of just being maple syrup dominated like a lot of these finishes are, this one has a little of that like graham cracker note on it, like from the toasted barrel. And it's that for days. The best maple syrup finish thing on the market, in my opinion. The toasted barrel comes through. You've got a little of this toasted barrel is a little harsher than their 101 toast, but I think it needs to be. Like they just knew that you needed a little extra to balance out that sweetness, right? I don't get the apricots that I get from their normal toast. It just has that maple, and then you get a little dry toastiness on the finish. And so for me, maple syrup finish things are just usually not real sophisticated and complicated. There's not a real balance to them. They're just maple syrup. This is not that. The toasted barrel balances out that really, really well. Another just banger from Short Barrel. Like, Short Barrel's gotta be, like, now that Penelope is owned, Penelope's not an NDP anymore, right? Penelope is owned by MGP, NDP being non-distilling producer. And so now that they're off the market, who's the best NDP out there? Who's the best non-distilling producer on the market? And I know these guys are not in a lot of states right now, but I just don't know anybody that's putting out banger after banger more than they're doing with the Short Barrel and the Old Fourth stuff. I don't know another one. And there's some good ones out there that are taking MGP and doing stuff. These guys are taking all sorts of stuff and doing things with it. I don't know. Y'all let me know if there's another non-distilling producer that's as interesting and doing as good a stuff as Short Barrel's doing with this brand and their Old Fourth brand. I want to know because I want to try more stuff from them. Nashville Barrel is doing cool stuff. I haven't had enough from them though. A lot of theirs, so there's a lot of them that focus on just single barrels, and it's hard to like get the traction with just single barrels. And I'm not saying Nashville is, that's just mostly what I've seen from them is single barrels. River Roots, I bought a River Roots, I wished it were here. We wanted I bought it up in Ohio. River Roots is a good one. I haven't had enough from them, but that's good to know. I got to go back and try more of it. Nashville Barrel, a couple of them. Pursuit has good stuff. Pursuit has like a couple of things though, right? Like their catalog, their portfolio is not as wide as Short Barrel's is at this point. It would be the only thing, right? You have done a good job of getting the AZ bourbon scene all shook up. Your Elgin promotion have a bunch of them with their panties in a bunch. Tell me what you mean by that, autism awareness. They don't like it? They don't like that I mentioned it? They don't like Elgin? Like, what do you mean by panties in a bunch? Like, the Elgin bottle I had wasn't world-beating, but they distilled it themselves. It was 7 years old. It was low proof, and it was pretty good. Like, it's just good enough to where I'm like, I need more from this distillery. Like, I want to try some cask strength single barrels. That's what I want to do. So you let me know, like, what do you mean by pennies in a bunch? Would I recommend the 13th Colony Rye or Bourbon? The 13th Colony Rye is very rye. Like, it is like rye for days. So you got to like rye if you want the 13th Colony Rye. It's good, but you got to want it. So you probably start with the bourbon. Rare Character, that's a good one. Found North is a non-distilled. See, I don't even know much about Found North. I know I passed on one of their super desirable bottles, and I hate that. A lot of Canadian whiskey. Didn't know they weren't, I didn't know if they had a distillery or what. They're definitely doing good stuff. Fiddlers, okay. They have some good stuff. NB Nashville Barrel Co. River Root. Yeah, like I said, we just got some River Root stuff. I wished it were here. We'll try it definitely at the end of the month video, maybe in a stream at some point. But River Root stuff is good. Nashville Barrel Co. I got to get more from Nashville Barrel Co. Y'all sold me. I'm going to buy more stuff from them now. All right, good cinnamon spicy Christmas bourbon. Dude, hit an Amberana. Get a Penelope Rio. Probably the best Amberana on the market. Very cinnamon, honey, you know, to balance it out. Recommend bottles under 120 for a whiskey noob. Yeah, sure, try Blanton's. You definitely should try Blanton's if you can get it if you're a whiskey noob. That Buffalo Trace stuff tends to get people into whiskey. Like that's a great thing. Weller, probably 12-year or special reserve if you're just getting started. Woodford Double Oaks. Cooper's Craft 100. Old Forester 86 proof. Like there's 1,000 good bottles out there under that price point. This is the short barrel Hazmat. Again, this is super old MGP whiskey, I believe. It is 143.5 proof. This is another Brewzle pick that I grabbed while I was there that will be in a future drop. All right, I got to catch up. I'm a little behind over here. Sorry for being behind on these. Do you like Angel's Envy Rye Caribbean Cask? Todd, unfortunately, I haven't tried that. Honestly, I've never had an Angel's Envy Rye. I will buy one the next time I see one, promise you. Because I've had a couple of people ask me about that, and I just never even tried their rye. Richard Millhouse Nixon in the house. It's great meeting you in Ohio. Gervasi was out of this world. Oh my God. They put us up at Gervasi when we were up in Canton, Ohio. You know, we looked at a vineyard for our distillery, and this place just made me wish we had the money to buy that vineyard because they have a beautiful campus there, great place to stay, had a lot of great food, beautiful. I just wish we had the budget to build that type of campus where where our distillery's at. Kyle Busch Rebel single barrel from ABC. I saw one up in Ohio as well. They distributed, either they picked multiple barrels or that barrel got put in a lot of different places. Yes, the Hazmat, this is 375. This is exactly how it's going to be bottled up. We wanted to do that because we wanted it to get to more folks, right? Favorite honey flavored barrel or bourbon? It's really hard to beat the OG king of honey finishes, and that's the Belle Meade honey. Outside of that, there's a few. The Blueberry Bee's Knees short barrel, out of this world good. Kentucky Nectar, our single barrel of Kentucky Nectar. I can't speak to the actual batch they did, but our barrel of Kentucky Nectar was really good. I think I have a red line honey finish somewhere, or had one that was fantastic as well. Trying to just think of other honey finishes that I've had. Those are the ones that really jump out. Like the short barrel Bee's Knees is really good, but that Blueberry Bee's Knees was exceptional. Molly said, it's really pretty there. How'd you like their bourbon? I thought their bourbon, like for a super small producer, it's really good. It's, the older stuff, the 6-year-old stuff's what we were drinking on. I think they've got good stuff. I don't think it's just like go out of your way like crazy. I don't think it has a defining characteristic to it yet. But I thought, considering where they're at in their journey, they're on the right path. They've got some really good stuff. Mill says, Mary Kill, E.H. Taylor Blanton's Weller. So I'm going to assume you're talking about 107. Right? So that's the, we're going to marry that one. We're going to kill the Blantons, and you can figure out what happens with the E.H. Taylor from there. My God, that is over the top. Dadgum. I was talking, and I forgot what I had in my glass. So it was a lot more intense than I expected, and that's what I get for running my mouth, right? Mo says, thoughts on New Riff single barrels? Dude, they're all over the place. I've had some that are fantastic and some that are weird. I haven't had any that are bad, but like they're just all over the freaking place. When they're really good, they are really, really good though. Let's see, I didn't see Autism's reply on the on the Elgin stuff. I want to make sure I didn't miss that. I want to see what kind of controversy we caused in Arizona. Were we not supposed to let people know? I guess I don't see the reply. If I missed it, please post it again. I want to see it. Tag me in it. It shows up a little different if you shouldn't tell people that because everybody's going to tag me and everything now. But Richard, was great meeting you, and Will as well, and Seth. May have slightly overdone it that day. Hey, that happens to a lot of folks. You were hanging in there well when I saw you, so. Man, that is strong. Just dark fruit, burned for days. Soft, dusty oakiness on the finish. I mean, just to be honest, it's not the best drinking bourbon. Like, if you're just going to sit down and have a pour, the Sapsquatches, all of these are better. Everyone, like, honestly, this 10-year is just better bourbon than that. But this is really good bourbon, but something you can get. This is an experience you savor one sip of. This is just something you come back to occasionally, right? Like, this is over the top intensity. And you don't want to drink 140-something proof regularly. You don't want to have 2 or 3 pours of that. You want a nice little sip of it. You want to, give it to your friends, watch their faces pucker up and then fall out of their bar stool. That's what that's for. It's really good, but man, is that intense. Carl, did you find that recommended bottle on the Arizona? So the Elgin bottle I found on the Arizona hunt, yes. Whiskey with Max says the Arizona bourbon scene is a cesspool. There's a lot of mean people in there that make fun of each other, and they were mad for a long time about you going out there based on what my friend, well, it couldn't have been for a long time because I just went out there. That's cool. Like, if they're going to be mean, if they're just mean in general, then I'm glad they're mad. See, now I got like 30 tags. Dustin gave a friend of mine his first Old Grand 114. He raved about it the whole night to the guy who was also drinking 10-year Jack. Dude, that Old Granddad 114 is fantastic. They were pissed. They didn't want anyone to know Elgin existed. I'm with you, man, but there are a bunch of guys out here blasting you for blowing it with Elgin. Hey, listen, I'm gonna give y'all the inside track right here. We're gonna have some. This is good. I'm gonna save this for guests. We're gonna go back to this 10-year right here. Tell y'all my thoughts on that. Let's do it because this happens a lot. It's happening more and more. We got a sizable audience here. There's 1,300 folks in here. Hit the like button. If you were mad because I blew up your favorite liquor store, I do feel a little bad about that. I do feel a little bad. I feel bad that you are not going to get the bottles you used to get. That does bother me a little bit. I don't want there to be negative consequences of what we're doing. But it's worth it to help that store, right? To help that small business sell more bottles, have more people walk in the door, to be able to have more barrel picks and do more stuff and hopefully grow and get more allocations in the future and spread those out to more people. It is worth every bit of it. And because honestly, I blow up my favorite spots too. I don't have an Old Fitz 7. I don't get Van Winkles or B-Tax most years. Like, I don't get them. I blow up my stuff too. I'm not just blowing up your stuff. I blow up my stuff because I want those businesses to thrive, even if it's at my detriment, right? And so you be mad about it, but I really don't give a shit. Really what it boils down to. Sorry, I do feel a little bad for you, but it's worth it. Now, if I blow up a small distillery that was your favorite, you could get some bottles, your favorite little distillery, I do not feel bad about that in the least. Not at all. Not one little iota feel bad about that, right? Because that business, they need the revenue. They need the marketing. Most small distilleries are not going to survive. And if you're some guy that has a bottle every once in a while, you're buying one bottle every 6 months from a distillery, you're not going to keep them open. And we're going to have so many of these craft distilleries close in the next 10 years. I don't feel bad at all. Like you just go to hell as far as I'm concerned if you want to hoard some cool little small distillery. Like that's in my opinion. I probably had too much Hazmat bourbon already to be putting that into the world, but like so be it. That's all. So be it. Did you get a spot in the ABC Quarterly? Didn't enter. I'm gonna be gone. Right? I'll be out of town. So. Oh my God, that's good. Clinton in the house, dude. Thank you for sending that. That's incredible. I don't mind new people going to my stores. I dislike stores. I do like, listen, if a store changes their pricing structure because I went there, screw them, right? Screw them. Like we need to out those people. That's what we, like, there should be consequences for that, right? Like I can't go back to all the stores I've been to, but y'all should go, like, absolutely we should boycott those stores. So. Yeah, no, if it's a small distillery, I don't feel bad about blowing them up. Really don't. I'm trying to do that to more and more and more of them, right? Clinton in the chat. Oh, that's the highlight of the night right there for sure. I mean, some good. We haven't had a bad bottle. Well, I mean, this is the worst thing I tried all night. That's the worst bottle I had tonight. No joke. And it's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not saying that's a bad bottle. I'm just saying it's the worst thing I had tonight. More drinking, that's what you're saying. What's your go-to for Christmas? I try not to drink a lot around Christmas. But like most people, if you want like rye, wintertime, tend to lean into a little more rye. Did you try Old Glory's Weeded Bourbon? I think that's what we have here, right? This is the Tennessee whiskey, which is, this is 19% wheat, 8% malted barley. And this right here is, no, this is rye, sorry. The Tennessee whiskey was wheated. Their bourbon is a rye. It's Old Fourth MGP, yes. But it is of the highest, like, I'm trying to think of, like, some of the, okay, the MGP, the Penelope Estate Collection stuff. Now, those are single barrels, really good. I can't think of an MGP bottle better than this, like the aged in the some 13th Colony stuff, right? Like aged in the South MGP just hits different, really does. Richard Nixon says Eagle Rare 12, I don't, if it's $50, I'll take it, but it won't be. I won't find it for $50 for a long time. Did you hear about the recall on DPZ? I don't care. I'm not passing it. Dude, they could tell me there's razor blades in these things. I'll try it. I'll try it. Nobody does it like Clinton. Love those guys, man. They're a lot of fun. Russell's Reserve for Christmas. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's fun. I had a great time in Arizona. If the people out there, if the bourbon scene out there is, I don't know, man. I struggle a little bit. I don't want to get on a soapbox. It's not good for anybody. We try not to address some of the negativity because really, like what I'm doing is I'm bringing the negativity to everybody. And most people don't see it. We just have to see it. And if we just don't address it, then it's a small number of people that see it and it's all good and it blows over and it goes away. But I'm just going based off what a few folks in this chat have told me that, folks out there are kind of negative and upset that I blew that bottle up. And now it's probably going to be harder for them to get or something. But realistically, I don't understand why people in general have to be negative. And this is across everything. This is, you know, politics, religion, social, everything. I just don't understand people that love to live in a negative space and try to drag everybody else into that. I don't understand people that are just incredibly selfish and they only worry about themselves and not the businesses that, you know, that they're frequenting, and you know, all they care about are the negative consequences for them, not the positive consequences that far outweigh their negative consequences. I can't wrap my head around that because I don't live my life that way. So, Richard Nixon says it was supposed to say under $50. Yeah, but you know it's going to be $65, $75. But even at $75, that's probably cool. Matt Carter says, man, just catching up again. What a compliment. Barrel House is open. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Had some great whiskey tonight. Really enjoyed these. It's been a good, I mean, I don't know if it's been an entertaining stream for y'all, but it's been a good stream for me whiskey-wise because all I've had is good stuff. Jay just got my Penelope Valencia today. So excited to try it under your recommendation. That's a good one. If you like that, keep an eye out. We're going to have one coming up here some point in the future in the Brewzle Club, but you could find them out there. Like they're out there in lots of places. A VD finished Starlight as well. You'll want to give that one a try if you like that Penelope Valencia. Man, that's beautiful. Thoughts on the old Fit 7? I haven't found one yet. So I've only been hunting in states that are state controlled since it came out, and those states have been holding it, and so I just haven't been able to get my hands on one yet. I will. I mean, I'm hoping this road trip, I'm going through several states, I'll be able to track one down. Python Hunter Distillery, don't know anything about it. I heard Elmer Teely MSRP is going up, but that's not going to affect the actual price people have to pay. When is the next Oak Bowery? Renal, I believe, Correa. Sorry if I got your name wrong. We are going up at the end of this month. We're having an event at Statesville Contract Distilling, formerly Southern Distilling, in North Carolina, Statesville, North Carolina. Last weekend of the month, we're having a thing there Saturday. That Friday, we are there blending the next Oak Bowery thing. Now, our goal for that is it's not a limited release. It's a thing that'll be a small batch, right? So we'll come out every time that batch is done, we'll do another batch. We're going to start working on getting it into stores and distribution. While we're building the distillery and we're working on our own distillate and all the things we're doing, we want to try to, you know, start building our footprint and our distribution to, you know, so that when we have our own distillate, all that stuff's worked out and we're in multiple states and we can get that to everybody. So we are working on that later this month. I'm still waiting on bottle samples. We're going to change the bottle shape. Label's going to be similar but a little different. So we're working out all those details. The whiskey will be figured out. People will get to try it. If you came to that event, and I think tickets are still for sale on that. I don't know if Seth's still here and he could post a link. But if you're anywhere near Statesville, North Carolina, you know, north of Charlotte, you should get to try the next Oak Bowery, like small batch number one. Batch number one should be available there to try. We're going to blend it Friday. Should be available for folks to try on Saturday. Of course, it'll get better after it melds together a little bit, but it'll all be available to try. I don't know how many months it'll be before any of it's available for sale. I still got to get bottles in. I still got to come up with the money to do it. Like we're working on it. We're close. We're close. Got some stuff to figure out though. Richard said, did you get a lot of footage in camp? I didn't get any footage. I handed the camera to Seth. He filmed Will doing a bunch of stuff, but not a ton. We didn't go hunting, so. Landon with the super chat, message retracted. Sorry I missed that, Landon. Best deal I can find on Stag is $207. I'd pass that up, yeah. $150 or less. You'll find it. It's out there. Going to the Turtle Creek Bourbon Festival this year. I'm not aware of when it is. I haven't heard. Schedule is pretty freaking nuts, though. So I can't, just depends on when it lands. I'm not sure. John Doherty says, what does bottle and bond mean? So bottle and bond was an act the government came up with to kind of give some customers assurances on quality. I'm going to give you the basic The important parts, and then I'll tell you a little bit of the technical details. It means a bottle is at least 4 years old and 100 proof. When you're looking at it, you just know. 100 proof, at least 4 years old. Those are the important things. There are some other things. You know, all of the whiskey in this comes from one distilling season. You know, it's aged in a federally bonded warehouse. Like, there's some technical details, but realistically, it just means 100 proof and at least 4 years old. That's at least the important part. Always 100 proof. Do I want a Project X barrel? Maybe. J-Rock? Maybe. Yeah, sure. I haven't tried a Project X. I don't even know. Are you talking about an empty barrel or a barrel full of whiskey? Because that's a whole different thing. 800 to 900 on JD14. Kathleen, you behind, but thank you. The most cherry-forward bourbon, like not artificially flavored. What was it? I had something recently. I say recently, last few months. Now, it was medicinal cherry, right? It was like cough syrup cherry, but it was good. I liked it. And I'm trying to remember what that was. I think it's down here. It was God, I can't remember what that was. Because I liked it, and everybody's like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Weller stuff is very like red fruit forward to me. I can't remember what that bottle was. Dang, I'm sorry. I can't. They're starting to just blur together a little bit. We go through so many of them now. I don't get to go back. Used to be I'd go back and enjoy them for a few months, and then I could kind of like really solidify in my mind what they are. Now we try them in something like this and we almost never go back to them unless they really, like I'll share that one. I'll share the Hazmat and the Sapsquatch. This is a small producer doing great stuff, so I'll share these. Like almost all this stuff here we have today, I'll share with a bunch of people, so we'll go back to it at least a few times while I'm doing that. But if it just doesn't, if it doesn't fall at the right time or stand out, I just almost never get back to it, and that kind of sucks. Have I tried that bottle with leather from Wyoming? Yes, you're talking about the thing from the dude that's on Yellowstone. Rip from Yellowstone. It's okay. I needed more proof. Like, it was fine. It was a fine bourbon. I don't know if it was worth the price. I think there's a little bit of a markup, but it is good. I just don't like the low proof. Wasn't it from the mixed up shot? No, you're thinking about the Clark. You're thinking about the Red Stag Jim Beam, but that's artificially flavored. This was a. What was that freaking bottle? What was I can't remember what the bottle was. I can't recall. It was one that was just over the top, red fruit. I really liked it. It was just a little weird. Traverse City Bottle Company from Michigan has amazing cherry whiskey. I mean, cherry whiskey's flavored though, so that's a different thing, right? So for me, it's still probably going to be Weller, outside of that one that I just can't think of. Thoughts on IW Harbor 15-year? I really liked it. I don't know if it's again kind of pricey, but I thought it was a really nice bottle. Could use a little more proof, but was really good. The Red Stag drink is amazing. And again, don't forget, if you got gifted a membership here, if you're in Discord, there should be instructions on linking your account here so you get access to the supporter only area. If I'm in Discord, I'm spending all the time I have in the supporter chat. But also at the end of this stream, when we're done here, which we're going to be done here in just a little bit, I'm going to jump over there, hang out for another hour or so. I usually say I'm going over there for 30 minutes, and I don't think I've left in less than an hour and a half yet. So we usually jump over there for another hour and a half, and it's a little different vibe, right? Everybody can jump up, ask questions. I can also talk about things there that I can't talk about here. So aloha, Jameson. Man, that's good. Oh. Benchmark lineup is your favorite? I don't know if I've set, you know what, I need to get them and blind them and try every one of them back to back, just blind to pick my favorite, because that's a valid question and I can't answer it. I would say probably the barrel proof or full proof whatever they call it, but that might not be true. It was not a Maker's Mark. Favorite Hazmat whiskey? Coy Hill. The Coy Hill Hazmats are crazy. Have you thought about slowing down on the hunt videos and doing more tasted videos and lives? The problem is, John, if you talk about like slowing down on the hunt videos and doing more tasted videos and lives, the hunt videos are the biggest viewed videos on the channel, always and ever. So it's just like, that's what the audience wants in general. That's what they want. And so if I were to change, I would go more into hunt videos. Like we're talking about, like, do we just do more hunt videos and less tasting videos? I want to do, like, I would like to stream more. I wish we were streaming every Monday, but it's just, you know, travel schedule with getting places and doing stuff makes that a little bit difficult. And so in general, we want to stream every Monday, but I don't know, we may do more hunt videos, not less next year. We'll see. I don't know how long we can, like, doing a hunt video every week is kind of tough. We got some things we want to try. We're going to try, like, honestly, a lot of it depends on this Old Dominick Rooster Run we're doing. While we're doing that, while we're on that trip, so again, if you're new, if you're just got here, I mean, if you're freshly here, I leave this week, Monday, next Monday, I'm going to be in Amarillo, Texas. Wednesday, Thursday, we are in the Dallas area doing some stuff. Then we're headed up to Northwest Arkansas, down to Little Rock, Oxford, Mississippi next Monday, over to Atlanta next Wednesday. We are going to announce what we're doing and where we're going to be and the events and tasting events in some of those places on our Instagram and in the newsletter. Newsletter is in the description of this stream. You should be able to sign up there. If you're in or around any of those areas and you want to join us, you want to hang out, you want to, you know, do whatever, we're going to announce all of that here in the next day or two. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a trunk full of Old Dominick whiskey. We're going to be slinging some bottles. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we also have the Statesville event here at the end of the month on the 28th. So, you know, we're going to do that, and that's going to be 2 bourbon hunts a week. Every Tuesday, Friday video. Like, I'm going to film on Monday. That video comes out that Friday. We're going to try to shorten the time to get these out. And then, you know, the Wednesday video will come out the next Tuesday. The Thursday video will be the next Friday. And then, you know, the Friday video, like, we're going to roll them out as fast as we possibly can. So I'm going to end up, we're doing that. I mean, I do like the end of the month videos have been a good chance for me to try all the stuff and make sure we talk about all the bottles. They're also the easiest videos. We're working on some different things as well, a little more like tasting videos and talking about stuff, a little closer to what some of the other YouTubers are doing. But I think the fact that we're doing something different is what helps us stand out as well, right? Yeah. Amarillo in the house. Have you tried the Redwood Empire pipe dream? Yes, I love all the Redwood Empire stuff. Like, honestly, I've never had anything from Redwood Empire I didn't like. Any Middle Tennessee hunting? Not on this trip. Not on this trip. What's up, William? How you doing? We need Jill back on the live. She's good. She's just bounced from wedding. She got out of the groove streaming. She was working on a wedding for somebody, and then, you know, she was gone. She just kind of got out of the schedule, and she just bounced from wedding to wedding. She's got another wedding she's working on for this Friday. And so I hope she comes back at some point, but that's up to her, right? It really is hard to get back in the kind of groove of streaming once you've been out of it. So I hope she comes back. Why do you keep passing on the Redwood haystack needles in your videos? I mean, I got a lot of Redwood Empire over there. Like, that's the freaking cherry one. Damn it, we just thought about it. It's the Redwood Empire. That's what it was. That is what it was. Jesus Christ. Perfect. Perfect. Well, which one was it? Which one was it? There was like a medicinal cherry. That is exactly what it was. I've got some Redwood Empire. Like, we have Redwood Empire bottles. I could picture the shape of the bottles, but I couldn't picture what it was. So Ooh, just knocked something off over there. We got a few Redwood Empire bottles, right? Oh, that's Redwood. Let's get that back in here. Nothing's going in the infinity barrel tonight. I got to get barrel picks in. We've poured all the barrel picks out. I've got to get some more. I need to pick up some more barrel picks on this road trip so we can do more infinity barrel. We did hit bottom. We can get samples out now. We haven't had much, but all right. So this is the Lost Monarch right there. This one is the Lost Monarch. I think that's the cash drink. This is the regular. This one is Grizzly Beast right there. I think it was the Screaming Titan wheated bourbon or the Devil's Tower High Rye. It was one of those that was like the super like medicinal red fruit. Pipe Dream right there. Wasn't that the one? Was that the one you were asking about? Who was like, why you keep passing? I forget which one you were asking about me passing on. So the problem with Redwood Empire is I don't remember what I have here. And when I see them, I just can't recall, is this one I bought? Because I see them a lot and we talk about them a lot, you know, to people ask me about them. And so I can't remember, is this one I own or what I don't own? They're just like, they're to my brain, their branding is not different enough across these different lines for me to remember which ones I have and I don't have. That's all. It's not that I don't like them. I'm just like, I don't want to buy it if I already have it. The app needs to release. That's true, Beast Mode. That is absolutely true. It's going to happen. All right. Oh, the Haystack Needles are their distillate? And I don't have one. I don't freaking have one. Well, that'll be what I buy. Haystack Needle. That'll be what I buy next time if I could remember. I did see the shorter barrels. I thought the guy I was talking to in one of the stores said it's their same stuff. They're just moving to this bottle. I didn't realize it was a whole different thing. He told me, he's like, oh, it's the same thing. You know, everything's moving to this bottle. So I just thought it was a new bottle design. All right, so I am trying this Devil's Tower, and then I'm going to try that one because I think it was one of those. Man, that's good. Oh, I wouldn't call that cherry, though. A little more like peach note. Like, man, almost like peach rings. It does come through like medicinal cherry on the finish, though. Could be that. Could be that. I don't think I would describe that as medicinal cherry up front. A little more peach rings. But then it's medicinal cherry on the back end. So that may have been the one that hit me medicinal cherry up front when it was the neck pour. Let's try this Screaming Titan here, though. Just picked up a Pinhook straight rye for $26. I haven't had it. But for $26, you can't go wrong. Pinhook has good stuff. Christian, by the way, just so you know, I know you said that Oak Bowery was one was not as good as you wanted, but it's sadly become unintentionally our favorite from a blind. So with the Oak Bowery, let me get through this. I'll talk about the Oak Bowery one a little bit. Now that they're all gone, now that they're all sold, I will talk about it a little bit. But let me hit this Screaming Titan right here. Oh, that's delicious, but that's not it. It's this one. It's not as medicinal cherry to me today, the Devil's Tower, so I'm just going to go with Weller as the most cherry forward that I've had. That one's more like peach medicinal cherry on the finish. Yep. Good stuff, though. Again, if you have more questions, more thoughts, more concerns, more ideas, jump into the supporter-only chat, especially if you're a member here on YouTube or if you're in the patron. There's instructions over there to link those accounts so you get access to the supporter channel. I'll be over there for another hour or so after this stream ends. The Oak Bowery ones. I was very cautious with my review and I'm highly critical of what we're doing. I'm trying to be as transparent as I could be. We are learning a lot. We learn a lot. I learn very quickly, you'll find. I get obsessed with things, I learn very quickly. So mistakes don't happen twice for us. There'll be completely new mistakes to be had, but they don't happen twice. So I'm highly critical of what we did because we had what we were going for. I think we hit that with the blend, and then once it actually blended together, it was a little different. Now, once it sits and it opens up, it gets mighty dang, like it's pretty much what we blended. So it's like, am I proud of what we did there? Yes. Do I think it was good? If I didn't think it was good whiskey, we wouldn't have sold it. I'd have just ate that, and we'd have just barreled it back up and aged it for. We'll figure out something fun to do with it. I'd have put it in a bathtub or something. We'd have put it in a small swimming pool. We'd have dove in it, right? Like, I wouldn't have put it out if I didn't think it was good whiskey. I didn't want to oversell it for a couple of reasons. I didn't want to oversell it because I didn't want, like, it is a little crafty. It is a little limited release kind of special thing. And if you're just getting into bourbon, might not be your thing, right? Like, it's a little different. We didn't go for like a mainstream bourbon with that. We went with something a little craftier, a little weirder, a little more interesting, in my opinion, but not for everybody. Also, I wanted folks that really wanted to support the channel to have it. Like, if I'd have just said, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, then everybody would have bought it. Some folks that are just into, just getting into it, or just into like that straightforward Kentucky bourbon would have bought it and not loved it, and we'd have had a bunch of negative reviews, and the folks who really wanted to support the channel wouldn't have bought it because they wouldn't have had a chance because it all been gone. That's all, right? We just wanted to, kind of, we sandbagged it a little, but I mean, I gave an honest review. Everything I told you was my honest opinion on it. It's better once it opens up. It's better with a drop of water. Still really good. But we will get closer. Everything we do from here on, I said that's the worst whiskey we'll make. And I don't mean that's the worst whiskey we'll make flavor-wise. I think it's really good whiskey. That doesn't mean it's bad. What I'm saying is we won't make those mistakes again. What we're going for with the next thing is going to be a little more mainstream, a little more for everybody. So it might not be as interesting to folks like us that are whiskey nerds, but it's also going to cost a lot less, and it's going to be a little more like designed for the mainstream. We will come out with a lot of weird whiskey nerd stuff once we have our own DSP and our own, our own distillery. So we'll get there. All right, so appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to call it here. We're going to jump over to the supporter only. We got one more super chat. Should be proud of the OB1. Really impressed with the blend, and it was a good on first sip. Opens up even better. Thank you, Nique. It's a good whiskey. I like it a lot. I'm proud of what we did there. I just hate the mistakes that we made. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit, you don't know this about me. I probably don't come across this way because I'm not this way about everything. But if I do something, I want to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm never satisfied with it until I get there. And so I'm frustrated by the mistakes we made on it. Still turned out pretty damn good. So appreciate y'all. Catch up with y'all later. We'll see y'all over in the supporter chat. I'm going to run to the restroom. I got a fresh Dr. Pepper Zero right there. And so I'm going to take a little break for a couple of minutes and then head over to Discord. So see y'all over there.